UnBadding. UnBadding. We're UnBadding, baby. We're on a journey, baby. We're UnBadding, baby. We're UnBadding.
Hey guys, welcome back finally to another episode of UnBadding. I'm Dayna Pereira.
And I'm Jessica Presley. It feels good to be back here.
It's been a minute.
A long one.
You know, I actually went back. I was like, oh, what was our last episode? March 21st.
Oh my gosh, 2 months.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That was quite the unexpected hiatus that we took.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely unexpected. And I'm glad that we took it.
Me too.
We needed it.
We did.
And I'm glad to be back. We need that too.
You know, the last time that we were in this room, and this was just a part of the hiatus because we had taken about a month maybe, or
I think
3
it was like
weeks,
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
Off just because shit was heavy. It was eclipse season, you know, like shit was just heavy. I wasn't feeling great. You weren't feeling great. And we were like, you know what? This is what we do. We take breaks when we need breaks.
Absolutely. And so we did.
Yeah.
We took a good 2-3 weeks. We've been so consistent about being in here every week. And so that 2-3 weeks felt like a long time.
Yeah.
But we had tragedy hit our family that same day that we came back here to record.
If you guys are following social media, you would have seen that I had posted a picture of our neon UnBadding sign. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm pointing at it right now. And I was like, we're back, baby. We were very excited to be back and recording. We got everything ready. And as we were sitting here, literally getting ready to record.
Like pressing record in that moment.
That's not even an exaggeration. Our mother called us to let us know that our stepfather had a massive heart attack and wasn't looking good.
Yeah. I think that part of the reason it was hard for us to get back here is because this was like the scene of the crime, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
And so right when she gave us that information, I don't know, I think you and I both kind of had this intuitive knowing that we were heading back home for a funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. And if I could say one thing about our immediate family, it's just that they're so fucking great. Like, going through a tragedy like that is hard enough on its own. And you and I have been privy to watching deaths happen where people don't get along.
Yeah.
There's fighting, there's anger, there's everybody's being greedy or something like that. And I already knew that I had the best siblings on the planet, but to go through that and be so supported and loved, and everybody just wanted to help and make sure that everybody else was doing okay. Like, that's what fucking family is about.
Yeah, I have to share the same sentiment. Like, I felt really proud to be a part of the unit and the family that we've created.
Yeah.
Not only did I feel supported in my weakest moments, I also felt strengthened by that support so that I could be there for my siblings and for our mother. So it was a moment where I really reflected on our family. And as many of us do, there's moments where we feel like, oh, my family drives me crazy.
Fucking they always drive you crazy. They're supposed to. That's their job.
Right. But I don't think that I've ever felt more grateful, more proud, more love.
Yeah.
And incredibly sad
Yeah.
that it happened in such like that it took such tragedy for us to be revealed this beauty within our family.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the paradox.
That's
There's beauty in the ugly.
Yeah.
And there's love in the grief.
Mm-hmm.
And so often those things are so much closer.
They're very closely related. I think as we were in Pittsburgh, we were getting everything all together. We're all making decisions and, kind of going through the motions. And so we had a wake for Fred on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we had a celebration of life. And I'm not sure how you feel about it, but for me, Saturday was one of the hardest fucking days of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the grief was all consuming. It was so hard. It was also lovely because there was a lot of people telling stories and stuff like that, but nothing prepares you to see somebody that you love so much, like laid out, displayed in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday came, and holy fuck, what a party.
Yeah, I feel like we gave Fred the most Fred appropriate send off that one could send off a loved one with. It was so all Fred encompassing. That was such a party.
Guys, he loved cornhole. That was like his jam. And also jamming was his jam.
Jamming was his jam. Hip gyrations and dancing and singing was his jam. And we really sent him off with a very thorough experience.
Oh, we did it all. We had a cornhole tournament that was so fun. We had 20 teams sign up for this cornhole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
We danced our asses off. We sang, we cried, we loved. Like, it was, my face hurt that day from smiling so hard. I just looked around at all of these people that fucking loved him so much.
Mm-hmm.
There was shots of Grand Marnier going around, and to see the support in the community, I mean, that was eye-opening. I don't think here in San Diego I would have that kind of support. Like, I just don't have that built around me like, our mom and our sister have in Pittsburgh. It's a different vibe, a different community.
Well, I think that we're also talking about, yes, it's Pittsburgh, which is a larger city, but we're talking about these small towns outside of Pittsburgh. And it really does have small town America mentality where people just show up. One of the things that really touched my heart was that, we had these young guys all of a sudden one day that were just mowing the lawn. And I'm like, who are these people that are just showing up mowing your grass? And they're like, oh, they're the so-and-so boys. They must have heard that Freddie passed away. And their way of taking care of our mother in her grief and in our family's tragedy was to show up and do something practical.
Yeah.
And people brought food and people mowed the lawn and people stopped by the house that never even met us just to say, you know what, Freddie touched my life in this way. And I know I've never met his wife and I know I've never met his kids, but I couldn't drive by your house without stopping by and just giving my condolences. People knocked on the door.
I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie.
Totally.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Totally.
And I really wish, do you remember his name? That one guy that came by? I know he had a kid and he was the one that
Freddie had worked with?
Yes.
I feel like it was James or Jim.
I don't remember his name, but I was so touched by that that he just stopped on by and he's I mean, it happened over and over again. So much food.
Yes, there was a lot. But again, back to what you were saying.
Awesome thing.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it.
The community that showed up for our family and showed up for Freddie, it was very sobering.
Yes.
To see, because like you said, in San Diego, I mean, we have friends, we have people that love us, we have people that show up for us when we need it, but it's really a different, I don't know if it's different because it's Pennsylvania and small town America, or if it's different because Freddie was just, he was such a personality and he was so easy to talk to people and so willing to, like, he loved everyone, no judgment. Like, it didn't matter if you came from nothing or if you had everything. Like, Freddie treated you the same. And that was reflected in his services and the people that showed up for him. And it was a really beautiful thing to see. It definitely made me want to lean into my community and allow people to show up for me through the grief, through the challenges that we've been going through as a family. It made me realize that, like, people want to be there for each other. Let them.
Yeah, I think that's something that can be hard too. Like, I know for me, especially in death, it's uncomfortable, right? Like, so you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or cross a line or da-da-da. I'm always so timid whenever it comes to somebody passing that I'm always like, they'll come to me if they need something. I don't want to overwhelm them with stuff and da-da-da. Pittsburgh was the exact opposite of that. People were like, fuck you, I'm overwhelming you. You can tell me to fuck off and I will.
Right.
But they led with, I'm coming to love you first.
Yeah. And that's a big difference that I notice. Again, I don't know if it's East Coast, West Coast, what the difference is, but it definitely felt like here, even my vibe, I'm like, I just want to give them space. I don't want to intrude.
Yes.
Is like how I feel. But the intrusion kind of felt nice.
It felt like a warm blanket, you know?
Because when you want to be alone and you want to retreat and you want to isolate, like, you're trapped in your own experience. And when people are around you, it gives you a new experience, a new perspective.
You know, I will say I went through a little something with this where I was a little sad that my Pittsburgh friends didn't show up for me. Like, I watched, you know, Ryan and Kelly come and, you know, support you. And I watched all of Brittany's friends and Brandon's friends come. And I was like, oh shit. I also didn't reach out to anybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, I don't know, but I did have that like, kind of feeling.
You're like, I know I didn't ask for it. Kind of like what you were saying.
It would have been nice though if somebody did it.
If they just did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was something that I had gone through. I also haven't lived in Pittsburgh in over 20 years.
Yeah. But you know what? Just what you were saying there, I feel like is a really good nugget for me and for you to take with us is that, like, when we are on the giving side, like, we have to remember how that felt when somebody didn't just show up uninvited.
Yeah.
You know, and like, maybe we need to show up for the people in our lives uninvited, even if we don't want to intrude, because maybe they need that.
Yeah. And also, we have to remember people have choice.
Yeah.
And if they're not ready for it or they don't want it, they can be like, you know what, this is too much for me right now.
Yeah.
So the last month has been, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I'll probably cry 100 times in this episode right now, but it's been fucking brutal.
It has been.
Like, fucking brutal. I like can't pull myself out of it. It's so hard. It's also kind of funny because I know how I felt when our dad died. This is like that, but kind of on steroids.
Yeah. I'm interested in your, like, digestion of that.
It was sudden. When our father passed, it was not sudden. We knew it was coming eventually, although we had a month, I guess, that we really knew it was coming. Fred was so sudden.
And is so alive and so vivacious and so healthy, seemingly healthy.
Yeah. So it was a shock. And I think that played a big part of it. I also think I had Fred longer than I had Dad. By like
a lot.
I think that also played a big part in it. But throughout this process, I really went down an unhealthy rabbit hole. And I'm saying this with so much self-awareness because as it was happening, I would like people would say, "How are you?" And I'd say, "I'm not good. I'm not taking care of myself." And I know I'm not taking care of myself. I am eating whatever the fuck I want. I'm not exercising. I'm having wine every night. Like I'm not great. I'm doing all of the things that I know are not great for me right now. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. And if you try and tell me, "Oh, why don't you try and pick yourself up? Why don't you try and go on a walk? Why don't you put the wine glass down tonight?" Then fuck you. I'll do it when I'm ready. And I am not ready right now.
You know, I am part of a shadow group right now, and I shared that exact sentiment last night at our last group. And I was saying, you know, I am numbing out right now. I'm eating food that I know makes me feel worse. And I'm doing it with awareness. I know that I'm doing it, and I'm not like, I'm drinking more than I ever drink. Like wine, booze, beer, doesn't matter. Smoking weed in like not a healthy way. It's not like, usually whenever I use cannabis, it's like because I want to like go inward and I want to have like something productive move through my body, or I want to experience nature in another way. No, this was fully to numb out. I've been staying up way too late. I've been scrolling way too much. I've been sleeping in. Like none of the things that I am doing did I think were going to make me feel better. I just didn't want to feel. And so I was numbing out. And one of the things that somebody said to me was, you wanted comfort. And when you're going through pain, comfort's what you're seeking out. And that's okay. And it's the judgment in our minds that's judging our desire for comfort.
Right.
And I felt so grateful for that comment because I did want comfort. It felt like a hug. It felt like what I needed in that moment. And I didn't need to judge myself. And part of me taking care of myself is allowing for that to happen and saying, you know what? It's okay. And you're gonna, when you're ready, you're going to move through that and you're going to get back to who you are and who your habits are. But right now you want comfort, and that's all right.
You know, I think that this is a big part of self-care that people don't think is self-care. Allowing yourself to do the things that just give you comfort, whether they're healthy or not healthy, and particularly not healthy, is okay. That is self-care. Giving yourself the space to do those things with the awareness that I'm going to do it until I'm ready to not do it is self-care in my eyes.
Yeah. And of course, like we're not talking to extremes and like we're
I'm
functioning
not saying
humans.
Go shoot up heroin or anything, you know, like, but you know, I also am saying that, you know what, like if you want that third fucking glass of wine for the third day in a row, then if you're going through it, self-care. So part of my last month was that on the return of me coming back from Pittsburgh to San Diego, it just so happened that the day that Fred passed was also the day that Dave was scheduled to leave for 2 weeks to go help his unwell father. Right.
And so part of the shock for me was that emotionally and mentally, I was ready to go to his father's funeral well before my father's funeral.
Totally.
But upon the return, we had a 2-hour overlap in which we were both in the same city. And then Dave was gone for 2 weeks and a day.
Oh my God.
And so I came home to a full house of responsibility, to not a partner there to support me, to being separated from a person for longer than I have been in 17 years of my life.
Right. Yeah, that's a long time.
3 weeks we were apart.
Wow.
for me and him as individuals, that was a lot. And then the 3 weeks that we were apart for our kids too, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And so that first week, Dayna, I just wasn't sure I was going to make it. Like there was one day where I had sent out an SOS and I was like, somebody please come help me. I'm not good. I am not okay. I am not being the mother that I want to be. Somebody save me from myself.
Yeah.
And that was a part of self-care too.
Hell yes.
Because it's not easy to ask for help.
No.
But it's also not easy to watch yourself engage with your children in a way that you don't feel good about.
And spiraling in self-loathing is not going to be productive at all. So yeah, absolutely. Being able to say, hey guys, I am aware enough to know that like I need some fucking help right now. And how awesome it is that you had somebody or people that you could reach out to and be like, yo, help me now.
Yeah. It was great that I had somebody and things don't always like look the way that you think that they're going to look. And part of my self-care that week, and the following week, because Dave was gone for a while, was, clearing my schedule. I was like, dance practice, soccer practice, gymnastics. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We're coming home. We're eating ice cream for dinner.
Yep.
We're watching all the TVs.
Yep.
They can all be on in the house. It's okay. Homework not done. I reached out to the teachers. I said, I don't have any support. My husband is gone. My father just passed away. Like there's some things that are going to fall between the cracks. And the teachers showed up. They did the homework with my kids in class.
That's amazing.
So like, I feel like when we're transparent in a way that is self-care, the people will take care of you.
People show up.
They do. And one of the other things that was birthed from this week of just let it go was family BYOB night.
Oh.
Be your own boss.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we bringing?
So I've implemented this night. So my kids, when there's a lot of demands on them, on their schedule, things like that, if we're like, we have to go here, have to go there, all of the rules and direction, it wears on them. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a be your own boss night. Eat what you want, watch what you want, do what you want, go to bed when you want.
Leave me the fuck alone.
I'll be in my room if you need me.
Yeah.
It was a great thing. We do it every Friday now.
That is wonderful.
They love it. I love it. They love it. It's no pressure for me. I'm in the hot tub. I'm doing my thing. They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Self-care. I don't think people talk enough about, like, one, my daughter wants to be with me 100% of the time. Like, just whatever I'm doing, she wants to do it too. And there are times where I'm like, I need some fucking space. And in order for me to relay to her that I need space, I have to hurt her feelings. I don't have to be mean about it, but I'm saying, like, when I say I need space or I need time, she immediately is like,
there's a part of her that's hurting.
Yeah. That she gets sad. But I have to do it because I also need to show my daughter that when she needs space, it is A-okay, especially when she becomes a mother at some point in her life, if she chooses that path, that it's okay to say that.
Yeah, it's modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not going to say I did a lot of it, but I've definitely over the last 4 weeks or so have hurt her feelings in saying, like, listen, I'm going to go upstairs. I redid my balcony.
That's nice.
I put a fire pit and a fountain and
so you have like
couch.
a little serene.
I have an egg chair up there.
Oh, cute.
And an umbrella to block me from the sun. I have napped out there. I have had wine out there. But that's like my spot. When I want to get away from everybody, I just go up on the balcony. I'll be back going on the balcony.
Yeah.
And I sit up there and I do whatever the thing I want to do. But sometimes it gets cold, which I don't like.
Fire pit?
The fire pit.
Not warm enough.
It's not warm enough for me. My bougie ass thin skin.
So I think, in the past when we've talked about self-care or not on the show per se, but, when somebody's like, oh, what's your self-care look like? To me, at a different phase of my life, that looked like getting my hair done, getting my nails done, maybe taking myself out for a little shopping or dinner or something like that. That's what self-care looked like. And not that that isn't self-care, but in my 40s now, self-care really is very different. Self-care is taking the time for myself that I need. And sometimes that's like going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because whenever you have kids or a job or a spouse or responsibilities of life, like you put yourself to the back burner. You put all the other things before yourself. I put all the other things before myself.
Yeah.
And so self-care looks a lot different at this juncture in my life. It's not a skincare routine or a buying the thing that I want to buy.
Right, or
it's
a
like
fucking latte.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like really taking that moment to reflect and go inward and be like, what do I need right now? Do I need to zone out and watch a show? Do I need to meditate and like give myself some TLC? Do I need to have that third glass of wine for the third day in a row?
Yeah. Do I need to go through the McDonald's drive-thru? And I'll tell you the answer is yes, you do need French fries.
That's true.
I just went yesterday.
Did you? I'm more an In-N-Out girl. I'm going to go for In-N-Out fries.
I went through, I was like, I need French fries immediately. And so I bought a deep fryer.
For fries?
Specifically.
Did you buy a French fry cutter also?
I didn't buy a French fry cutter, but I just put, already frozen fries into the deep fryer.
That works too.
Yeah. Because it hits different than, a baked French fry.
I'm thinking of all these things we can try and deep fry now.
Oh my gosh. For Mother's Day, Joe deep fried me 3 different kinds of shrimp.
Ooh.
I had coconut shrimp, I had panko shrimp, and I had breaded shrimp.
Okay.
It was great.
I'm here for it.
He deep fried tater tots.
Tops?
Tops. The tops of the taters.
That sounds delicious.
Tater tots. He deep fried egg rolls. He deep fried French fries. Like we just went on a deep frying frenzy.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to move to the South soon.
It was very good. Do they deep fry everything? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
We have not deep fried chicken yet though. And I'm like, what are we doing? What have we been waiting for? We've had this thing for over a week now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what else I want to do?
What?
Funnel cake.
Oh, I'm there for that. That sounds great.
My deep fryer is self-care. Okay, I don't care what the doctor says. It is in moderation.
In moderation. Just on Sundays.
Yeah. But food to me is comfort, and comfort equals self-care. Whenever I am having, I find a lot of comfort in food. Do you?
Yes and no. I think that I usually eat a non-dairy, no meat diet. Since Fred's passing and I was back home and there was no vegan anything.
Right.
So there was cheese happening and I
They're like, vegan? What kind of animal is that?
Yeah, exactly. So there were things happening that don't usually happen in my diet. And so I've been eating a lot of things that I don't usually eat. And so I don't know if that's a comfort thing or but it doesn't make me feel good. I'm not eating it and feeling good. I'm eating it and feeling terrible. But maybe it's just this kind of backwards way of physically feeling the emotions that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the act of burning my fingertips on hot, greasy French fries and then it burning with the salt it's just the act of, for whatever reason, is comforting to me. I've always sought comfort in French fries specifically, and any kind of potato, actually.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If it's a French fry experience, that's comforting. The other side of it for me was more, it wasn't pleasure, it was pain.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like that was just manifesting itself in a way that I needed to feel.
Totally.
You know?
But I will say, so with the self-care that might not be great long term, this past week, well, 2 days, I guess now, I've been ready. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for no alcohol until the weekend, you know, like I don't want a glass of wine. I'm ready to drink tea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for, you know, protein and veggies with my dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for, like yesterday, I walked twice. I took my dogs on a long walk in the morning. And then later on, I was like, and now it's my turn to take myself on a walk. And I did my Booty Hill walk that I love so much. And I was like, okay, I've turned the corner now to I'm ready to go the other way and do the stuff that makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But I really needed to do the stuff that I know wasn't going to be great for me. I needed to allow myself that space and time to do those things so that now I could turn this corner and be like, all right, I'm ready to do the good stuff now, the good for me stuff.
Right.
To help me along the way. Something else that I have forgotten how much it means to me, how much I love it. And I just recently, again, have started doing it. I'm used to listening to podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
which means that I don't listen to a lot of music. I love to sing.
I know. I was going to say, why do you?
I loved singing at the top of my lungs is cathartic.
Same.
It makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm the best singer in the world, but you know what? I'm not the worst.
She's a good singer.
I'm not.
She's a good singer.
I can carry a tune.
Yeah.
And whenever I can hear myself with some good acoustics and I'm just belting out a song,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, God, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have some good acoustics in my bathroom.
Is that, as you were saying that, I was like, ooh, where's the good acoustic?
Yes,
In
in
your
my
bathroom?
bathroom, in the shower in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I've really been allowing myself to belt out some songs. I put on a playlist and
Yeah.
go for it. I feel like I need to get some Amy Winehouse going. I haven't listened to her
yeah.
in so long.
Yeah, she is good.
Mhm.
She is good. Yeah, I think that singing and music is really a way to just
It's good.
let it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I could bawl my eyes out. I can move and release so much energy through music.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure where the disconnect was, why I wasn't doing it like I used to. I think maybe because in my life before, whenever I was like really into music, singing, doing all of the stuff, they were all bad times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I wasn't having bad, horrible times in my life, I didn't need to lean on music and singing and moving that energy so much. So I just kind of forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I didn't sing, I did, but it just like wasn't like something
With
that
the
I
same
needed.
oomph. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that really helped. Also, our stepfather was really into singing.
He was.
And so all of the songs that, I mean, we put together a playlist. I've had that fucking thing on repeat.
Yes. Anytime I tell Siri to play it, she's like, playing Daddy-O Pink Heart. I'm like, Siri, play Daddy-O Pink Heart. Watch, she'll start playing.
But it feels good. And I also feel like that's like another way that you get to remember like those good times sitting in the car and like driving. I don't even know where we would be driving and just listening, or the oldies concerts,
Mhm.
or, you know,
Yeah.
just it brings you back. And I think that that is also cathartic.
Yeah, I think so too. And like you said, like just that release of energy and moving some energy through the body, but also experiencing pleasure and experiencing joy. And I think that I have a tendency to like lean naturally a little bit on the bluer side of things.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm not like a person that's out playing and really vivacious and fun. That's something that I have to like work on with intention.
Yeah.
And music helps me go there.
Yeah.
It helps bring out the lighter side of me because I have a tendency to be a little heavier.
Yeah. Yeah, it really depends on my mood. I think that I could go both ways on that. I can be like, do all the really fun stuff. Dancing is another thing.
Mhm.
And I've really been thinking about dance a lot lately because I guess I should use the term dancing lightly. Like, I'm not out there doing ballet. Like, I'm not plie-ing, you know? Like,
No, but I feel
it's-
like you're like more in like a couple's dance.
well, I'm
kinda
a lot of
dance.
boot stomping.
Yeah, yeah.
But my relationship with country music has changed, and I
Mhm.
don't listen to a lot of country right now. And so that has also kind of shifted. But I'm like, I could really use some boot stomping in my life.
Yeah, you got to go back circa 2010 or something.
Yeah. The stuff that makes you feel good, but also the stuff that makes you not feel good. Like, I think that we all need permission to allow all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of like what we were talking about before, like the judge
Yeah.
that comes online whenever we're feeling a certain way, acting a certain way, making certain choices, like being able to allow yourself with kindness and compassion to feel all of those things and process all of the emotions. We're so easy to like congratulate ourselves on feeling joy
Yeah.
and feeling like we're having a great day. But these last 8 weeks, I would say, have been so dense
Yeah.
and so it's like I'm walking through quicksand. It's like I'm using so much energy, but I'm not getting fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's really hard. And so I have a tendency to like judge myself in those moments and being like, oh, you're such a downer. Oh, you just can't like, you're always so upset or, really judging myself for having feelings. And
Yeah.
like, it's okay. It's okay for me to feel all the things.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I like you said, you cleared your schedule with some stuff, and I did the fucking same. I was like,
Mhm.
you know what? If I am a no, it's a no. And I've really started realizing that whenever you are like, no, thank you, did you know that people just say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's it?
Yeah.
Like,
Like you don't even have to like feel bad or give an excuse or lie.
they're just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, 42 fucking years. It was that easy. I could have just said no thanks.
Uh-huh. Hey, you guys want to come over? No, thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
That is wonderful.
It is wonderful.
I think I might start doing that more.
Yeah, the power of no. If you add a thank you to the end, then it's
Yes.
super powerful. 'cause
Then it's not
like, polite.
rude. Well, I think that if self-care for you one day looks like a bubble bath and candles, the very cliche but necessary and welcomed
And
self-care
productive.
and productive self-care, then do it. If your self-care looks like I'm finishing this bottle of wine tonight, everybody leave me the fuck alone, then do it. I think we all need to start trusting ourselves and giving ourselves a lot more grace and compassion in our moments of sadness, grief, hardships, joy, happiness. We are such complex beings. And one thing is not better than the other. I know one thing feels a little bit better, but that's because if we don't experience the whole wealth of it all,
Mm-hmm.
then we can't have those really high highs. And if you're not allowing yourself to take care in those moments, whatever that looks like for you, because society has put self-care is this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always a good thing. Society is always telling you, social media is always telling you that it has to be something healthy and productive, and it fucking does not. That is
Mm-mm.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So whatever it looks like for you, I hope that you have the self-awareness to fucking lean into it.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it any better myself.
Well, you know what you could say?
What?
You could say, like, guys, it's been a while. So, like, if you could do the rate and review things. Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
The rate, the review, the stars.
5
Yeah.
of them.
5 of
in
the stars.
particular.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I could have said that, huh?
You could also tell people, like, it's also been a while. Like, share it with your friend. If this pops up for you, send it to people you know, because we took a break that we weren't expecting. So the algorithm daddy is surely going to punish us.
Definitely getting punished there. So, yeah, if something touched you in your heart, send it to a friend and give us a little boost.
Yes,
We could use it.
absolutely.
Self-care.
Well, and until next time.
We're UnBadding, baby.
UnBadding. UnBadding. We're UnBadding, baby. We're on a journey, baby. We're UnBadding, baby. We're UnBadding.